Hello, this is Falterfire, and it's time for me to betray all of my principles and everything that I believe is right in the world. It's a fresh start episode. Sorry, I should probably be more clear about that. So, you may be wondering, why would I say that I'm betraying all my principles? The answer to that is simple. It's time to play Catan and put defensive cards in the deck. Yeah, we're not actually going to play all in Catan. I'm disgusted with myself too. But, you know, we've lost 3 in a row. I can accept when something's not working. We're going to change some things up. So, as for what we're going to do, I believe Shield Stratagem is still going to be a key part. I believe Spell Slash will still be a key part. I think Overflow is now going to be a liability. I think the exhaustions are going to be too much of a cost since we are planning to play a long enough game that will cause problems. I think 1 Treasure Hunt does make sense though. And I think a Shielded Strike makes sense. And then I'm less certain what the last card should be. It might actually be a Predict, but that feels like it has to be wrong. I don't know that we're going to be playing long enough for Predict to matter, but we can see what happens. And for the card pool, some of the choices are going to be the same. Some of them are not. But mostly, we just don't have that many epics, so, you know, we put in what works. I still am just not a fan of Burn Fatigue. I don't think I like it. Doom is also pretty sketchy, though. I think we will take Elemental Conflux. Actually, we'll take Burn Fatigue. I don't like it, but maybe. Or in a Bouncing Bolt. Alright, so, like with last time, I've mentioned before, the big problem here, we don't have a lot to go with in terms of mana. We just kind of have to throw everything in there. Beyond that, I think Reckless Assault is going to do good work for us, potentially. I think we may actually take up to 1 Adaptive Defense. Purging Strike is going to be excellent. Normally that is not a card that I end up getting use out of with the way I play Catan, but I think it's going to be necessary here. Cleansing Shield, also potentially very important. Sharpened Senses, going to be great. We are not playing Mental Growth. That is a bridge too far. We are still running Card Draw. I could see us running Spirit Swarm potentially. And Mind Shield, I guess. See Drain Life potentially being useful. And I could see Regrowth. I could see Stinging Strike. I could see us reaching a point where Stinging Strike ends up being a good card in the deck. Once again, going with the Fire card back. Actually, I don't know, there's not a card back here that really indicates that I have given up all my dignity and personal sense of self-worth, but there we go. Deck name that reflects what we're doing. Is there better card art? Yeah, Hopelessly Screaming does seem good. And we are on depth 3. And away we go. Alright. So, the opening is going to be similar to normal. I think I think Lacerating Strike is still the most valuable of these opening cards that we could get. That remains true. I think it is worth doing this. Yeah, that bonus damage we are going to take, unfortunately, a reasonable hit here. Our big problem that I didn't mention earlier is that we don't have ways to get access to one thing. We don't have ways to get access to Sturdy, and that can be a problem. I don't think there are even any monster cards that give Sturdy, so we are just kind of out of luck in that department. We would love to get, I think actually our most valuable item would actually be if we can get the ring that gives plus Sturdy every turn, because that would enable us to guarantee we could actually make use of our higher shield. I don't think we can use Stinging Strike yet, but I don't think we want the Mind Shield yet either. Looks like the Stinging Strike for now. We may cut that. Basically, for Stinging Strike to be worthwhile, we need a way to use Powerful. Starting a way to use Powerful, a way to generate Powerful. And there are several ways we can get that, but we don't have them yet. Let's get. Alright. So we can get Tough. And we can just do. Love those 1 damage crits. It's a sign that we're doing everything right. Alright. Bonkety bonk. I do not like Arcane Aegis for this deck, I think. No. I think bonus critical chance is pretty good. And then we do want to try and focus down the Assault Wisp as much as we can, which unfortunately as much as we can isn't as much as I would like, especially with that. That is not really what we were looking for. We are absolutely too high on mana right now, and too low on payoffs for all that mana, which is a reason to have included the right, I want to make sure I get this played before we loop the deck, because if we can redraw it, then it can do a lot of damage. Alright. There we go. And Swift Strike is great. All right. All right. This is a little bit awkward. We do now get guaranteed crits. Is not quite enough to finish off that front one, which unfortunately means you're about to be shocked, and then we're going to take a lot of damage. Alright. We did roll that crit, which we needed to get that kill. I think we do need Cleansing Shield. I think it's an important card. I think we don't need the Stinging Strike. And then we're just going to see how this fight goes, which could be poorly. I think we could use a bit more damage in our starting deck. I think not including it was a mistake on my part. I think just swapping in... well, I say that. Part of this is like we got... I was kind of hoping that we would have found more damaging cards up front. And we just happened to have rolled a bunch of mana, and we haven't rolled the damaging cards in our pool that I was kind of hoping for. So that's my defense there. I am not a complete numpty. It occurs to me the advantage to Sting Strike is actually it makes stripping off this plated a lot easier. Alright, so now, unfortunately, go boom. It's kind of inevitable. Could have gone worse. Cleansing Shield. That's very unfortunate. So the problem was we couldn't at that point play... Well, I suppose now we're stuck exploding anyway, so maybe I should have gone for it. Alright. Yeah, we are in a dangerous spot now because we've got relatively low damage cards. We're trying to work through. That helps. It's actually a huge boost to our ability to deal with this. Potentially. We will see. Yep. Okay. Oh, right. I'm forgetting that we don't have the damage prediction on this version working properly. I think we need the Aether Storm, and I think we need to upgrade it. I think we need the damage output that gives us. And I do think I want the drops from this, although it is a fight that I will admit is a bit risky. The lack of sturdy is absolutely a concern. But to some extent, Toughen helps by letting us play with our health a little bit as a resource. Alright. Now we get to block. And so that took away one of the plated stacks at least. All right. Yeah, that plated coming out as a pain in the butt. And using that Swift Strike on a turn where we're not getting attacked is also... Yeah, this fight might end up being just a bad idea. I was not anticipating the extent to which we would be struggling to get any damage out here. Yeah, this fight is way, way harder than I was anticipating. Just the extent to which that plated stacking is just utterly ridiculous. Especially in combination with the tough. Right. We do get to evade. Ugh. There's that plated again. Okay. Alright, so we were able to tick through all the plated. Which means we now have a chance to actually finish this. Go and do that. And there we go. Just narrowly edging it out. Yeah, I do really want toughen. And I think we are moving. Yeah. That did cost us to rest though, which is unfortunate. But it will hopefully save us rests in the future. Because having access to healing in the deck, pretty handy. Alright, and we don't even need to use the toughen yet, especially because we get 1 evade. I think it's worth going ahead and getting this out, even though it means we give up getting focus. Right, we are going to be shocked here, and weak. Bonk. And we will get enough shield that even with this shock we will not die. Alright. I think Electrify makes some amount of sense. I think we need the Abyss Dagger. I really, really, really like Tiny Book, but I think we need this Abyss Dagger. Okay. Dash through, detour to the caravan, fight our way out. Absolutely gonna love having the Royal Gambeson. Royal Gambeson is just very good. And that's gonna kill. Unfortunately, we are going to be vulnerable, which means we're going to explode. Which is very unfortunate. Just the specific sequencing there. Go ahead and get Mighty. And we can get Tough, which will prevent us from exploding again at least. We do now, unfortunately, have even lower max shield. And it's time to explode again. Alright. We can get 1 stack. And now we just need to get this kill. Do we have... No, okay, so we'd have to look quite a ways before we could find the Toughen again, which I don't think is feasible. But there's the Royal Gambeson. And now we die. We die. This fight kills us. We absolutely, I think, have no shot here. I think trading away the speed is going to kill us here. We may still be fast enough. I hope we're still fast enough. But I think we're going to do that. Yeah, to try and get that kill with that. I've already seen the... No. So we still have a cleansing shield at least, which will do something. I think we do have to draw cards. Okay. Unfortunately, This will give a whole bunch of extra powerful here. But I think getting this kill is important regardless, even though it's going to hurt. Because I think we need to be able to get out of this fight. And quite simply, it's not getting any better. I might be excessively salty at this point. This fight is going fine. Well, that is a dangerous thing to say. Yeah, this is the kill. Okay, what can we get? Vindictive Strike is very, very good, although, again, I don't know that we can support it right now. I think we just take a second Aether Storm and upgrade it. Aether Storm is just very, very, very good. I think we can afford to cut one Spell Slash at this point. Because I don't think we're ever going to have the upgrades for it. Okay, this fight could kill us. We don't have any ways to get Purity before then. That fight absolutely can kill us. We'll see what happens. I might be a bit of a negative Nancy. You may have noticed. Alright, we don't even have to pop the snail slash turtle shell. Alright. Bonk. And Purging Strike seems very good. Starting Wit seems very good. I would love a Relentless Assault. I think we do want to do that. Just generally prevents a lot of nonsense from coming out this turn. This does lead to us exploding slightly. It happens. All right. Getting out the toughen again was pretty nice because again we love that healing. Fight worked out, and I think we need the Mystic Ritual. I think the card draw is going to be very helpful. We'll see how this fight goes. This fight is one of those fights that can be very, very rough, or very easy depending on how it shapes out. Looking like we are in a pretty good spot. Basically, we just have to kill this front one next turn, and we're good. All right. All right. And now, we win. And this will give us something good. Ice Shards is pretty useful. Happy to have that. And I think we're beeping. So the question is whether or not we want, the question is how much do we want Elemental Strike? Because this fight is another fight that can just kill us. I think this fight is too big of a risk. This fight is also a huge risk. Okay. Okay, tough choices. But we get more events this way. And this lets us finally upgrade a spell slash, which is nice. So the reason the other fight is so dangerous is because it is very, very likely to freeze us on turn 2. Which is obviously not great for us. I would go as far as to say that it might be very bad for us. I think we're okay with exploding here. Because we don't have any buffs that we really care about losing. And that means that our arcane resist goes up. Alright, that Abyss Dagger is putting in an amount of work. See what else we can find. Love to see it. And I think we're just going to get weak out. Having weak out next turn seems good. There we go. The reason I did that is I wanted to have weak out because I know I can get tough from that. We take some damage here, but we also did some damage. And we have a very, very small natural evade chance, 8%, and that came in really in handy there. Alright, so we're going to explode here. We're going to take some damage, but there's one down. And honestly, I'd say this is going staggeringly well, all things considered. This particular turn is a bit rough because we didn't have any weak or tough available to us. Hopefully we'll find at least one of the two here. I said hopefully, okay, there we go. Makes that a little bit easier. Can we get a freeze out? See, that's just going to be one short. In that case, I think we're just going to shield. Mitigate a little bit of that incoming. Not enough of it. But more than 0. Okay. Do we need the charged shield? Do we need the arcane silence? I think having the arcane from the arcane silence is actually very, very relevant. I think the cleanse is still very important. And I think we are moving on to here. This is absolutely one of those fights that in theory shouldn't be a huge problem for us, but in practice absolutely can be. May as well. We have plenty of shield, so we may as well just use this shield now. Sorry, we have plenty of tough, so we aren't going to have to strategically deploy tough like we sometimes have to. And then I think we're going to do that there, so we can freeze the back one, so that we can guarantee, hopefully, the kill this turn, so that the summon can't come out. See, if I play this, there's a chance that we get... No, there's no chance that we draw into our heal. I think Sharpened Senses could save us in this upcoming fight. And we would like the extra health and the extra mana, because we are low on both. And we are actually going to get to freeze out the this key turn, which is very good for us. Oh man, it's freaking Christmas. That was perfect. Yeah, I think we actually do want Rocky Hide, which is very, very weird for Catan, but there you are. This slightly overheals us, but this is a fight that can kill us, so we kind of need it. Starting purity rank is huge. So one important note here is that although we are shocking ourselves, or although we are, in some senses of the word, wasting our purity stacks here, the net result is that we are able to up our shock resist, which is just very, very useful to us. If we do want to go ahead and get that up, just give us more mighty for subsequent turns. We are going to have to take shock hits at some points during this, which is kind of inevitable. But not this turn. Probably next turn though. Oh no, because this is a buff turn. But yeah, I'm basically operating on the assumption that the only way we win this is getting out damage when we can, as much as we can. So we can cleanse twice, but it doesn't actually do anything for us. Ugh. All right, we actually managed to roll an evade on one of those. That's very nice. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Which has the convenient side effect of taking away one of those plated stacks. Alright. Our Sharpest Sense is in the deck, but we won't have any mana for it. That's unfortunate. We're gonna die. Not quite, but it's gonna hurt. This turn we can sharpen senses to avoid eating damage. We only have to get through a couple more turns. Because of that plated. Oh, sorry, because of that curse. Alright, one more turn. Got him. Okay. We made it through that fight, which is always a struggle. This card is so bad now. We can technically trip it, and we probably need the mana, so I'll take it. But it is so bad now compared to what it was. We're upgrading that because we want the heal. And I think we are moving on. I should be cutting cards, but I'm bad at that. Okay, we are fighting Bea later. That could be a problem. It could not be a problem. I don't know. We will see. Looking at these fights, they are the same configuration, which is the configuration I think we can beat. I think this fight version is going to be somewhat challenging, but has, I think, the most cards that we want. So I think double Prowler is probably the easiest configuration for us, although it does depend a lot on draws. I forget just how many cards that thing draw, whatever's right now. Okay. So this should actually, though, turn on Lightning Communion, which is nifty. Let's go and get some bonus evades, just cause. Probably should have turbo shielded, but I felt a little bit silly to be doing that. Okay. And let's get some extra shield just because we can. Alright. No hidden for you. We do need more card draw. That was one of the cards that we didn't actually really care about. Alright. More evade chance and the ability to evade statuses. Both of those are pretty neat. I think we go here, because I think if we could pick up a Purging Waters, that would also be totally cool. Although, Persecute's also pretty good. We're going to get more chances at both of them. I wasn't looking at this path. I'm debating if I want to end up going right, just so that I can dodge some of the more annoying paths. Because we may not need this cleanse going into Bea later. Yeah, I think we're going to go this route. I think we're going to try and dodge some of the tougher fights. Especially because we just don't have the extra rests, so getting got would hurt. And yeah, I think Persecute would be potentially very, very, very helpful against Bea later. Alright, give me a second. Alright, so let's draw some cards. I think that is not getting played this turn. Play that just so we can get out things. All of that curse is pretty beautiful. All right. All right. So this enemy is still a pain in the butt, but we get to evade the big hit, which is nice. I think we're going to go ahead and... Oh, we can't quite pop it off. Oops. I was really hoping to pop off one of those powerful stacks there. Alright. And we can continue just shipping through our problems. Alright, so take a hit, but not a big one. And I think we're going to... Okay, so we can do this actually, which is going to work out nicely. Actually, an okay way to do that. Bump. We are unfortunately going to be taking quite a beating here. Ugh. Pretty rough in terms of how it's sequenced out. Ugh. Really need to get any mana there. Alright. Okay. Yeah, at this point, Stinging Strike is actually okay. Because we have +2 spell damage, or strike damage. Purity buff is very good going into this fight. Ugh, okay, well. I mean, the upside is this is a bonus one of these fights. Oh, I suppose I didn't even need that shield. I was thinking I did, but I didn't. Could have had 1 mana. Alright, we can evade Arcane. Evade statuses. Arcane is a status. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, we just need more mana in general, I think. But we need to clear focus from this, so, you know. So we do want to get out, do some damage this turn, because if we do, then we freeze out that one. Which makes this turn easier. We are unfortunately going to explode off this barrier a few times because Aether Storm. And yeah, I think that's worth it. Like, obviously it's not my favorite thing, but... time to explode again. Evade some of these hits. Get to not explode. And now we still have these jagoffs to deal with. But I don't think we want to explode again yet. This doesn't get a shield. Yeah, I like getting that evasion up. Yeah, all that friggin'. It's a problem. Boom goes us. It's guaranteed gets mana at least. Alright. This blows us up. Can we afford to blow up? Can we afford to not blow up? That also blows us up. I think we do not want to blow up this turn. But it kills this guy. That's worth it then. So we get to evade this incoming hit. And evade works out. Yeah, the ability to evade status is doing a lot of work for us. Go ahead and get shield set up. Should play that first. Alright, so we can find evasion. Well, we kind of can. We will explode. But I believe the sequencing works out. Nope. I was not paying enough attention to the way that was written. Oh, but but we no longer take damage because we already we were pre-exploded, as it were. I think it's worth playing that. Yeah, this fight is manageable, but not amazing for us. I don't think we want to explode again. Let me think. Oh, it might be worth exploding again. Because it lets us get more damage out. And there's the win. That hurt, but not as much as it could have. I think we lost like 24 HP there. I think we will take that. End of turn 30 gained. This is what I was talking about. That's going to help with longer fights. I thought it was +2, but it's only +1, which is pretty weak, unfortunately. So we now are parachuting without a safety net, and we'll see how it goes. We do have this temporary purity buff, which is going to be amazing in terms of what it will do for us. Oh, I should have played that mana first. I was just thinking I didn't want to play any of the cards. We're also very happy with all this. This bonus curse that we get is doing good work for us. So much curse coming out. On us as well, I guess, but... yeah, I think that's worth it. That means that we don't get rid of the curse. We do avoid getting the new curse. And Doom is coming out. Alright. This question comes, can we now kill in the 5 turns we have left? That's an interesting question, because I have no idea. But I suppose the answer is, gosh darn it, we're going to try. We are now very cursed. We are not going to make this deadline. We are just going to have to eat a whole lot of damage, which is quite unfortunate. Because we can't really afford to eat this much damage. There's the Doom Tech. So the question, of course, is, does that Doom Tech kill the run? I don't know. We're going to find out together. We can't take that. Can we take Bouncing Bolt? Do we just take Royal Coffers? Do we take Royal Coffers and cut it? Do we take just one of these and cut it? I think we may just take one of these and cut it. We'll take the Royal Coffers. I don't think we'll cut it quite yet, but maybe we should, because we don't have any more rests left. I really want to upgrade one of my mana. Yeah, I think Royal Coffers is just bad if you can't upgrade it, and we can't afford an upgrade on it. So, this fight is a big risk, but I think we have no other options. I think we have to take that risk. Because I think the alternative to taking that risk is just conceding, basically. Got pretty lucky on random evades there. Alright. just gonna, I guess, do that. So I think we do really want to kill that front one. And we evade. I sequenced that poorly. I should have frozen that back one. Yeah. Alright, well, we took a bunch of damage there that we really should have been able to avoid if I'd been paying enough attention. Alright, and now we're going to take even more damage. Yeah, this is a problem. Trying to think what the odds are that drawing cards here helps. I think the answer is the odds are too bad or not good enough. That was worse than playing Sharp Instances. Hello, yes, I'm awake. Unless we evaded one, which we did. Yeah, okay, this fight is just hurting us way more than I was expecting. This is going to be the fight that kills the run. Here's the fight that has already killed the run, in effect, by just costing us resources we didn't have to lose. So that persecute, I think, is going to be very, very important if we make it to the final boss, which no guarantees we do. And this fight is very, very risky, but I think the other fight... Oh, come on! You can at least pretend you're going to let me have a chance, RNG. You don't got to do me this dirty. Maybe this deck does just need regenerate. I don't know. And this card is very good, except when you already have evasion. Sorry, except when you're already tough. It becomes a bit worse. This freezes the front one. Okay, that's probably not getting us mana. This means that we are consigning ourselves to taking damage. This doesn't full block though. I think we have to do that. And now we die. Yeah, that's just death. Okay, well. Yeah, Anyway, sorry, I should have ended the video. Yeah, that doesn't quite get us to level 7. We still don't have level 7 passive. Well, I will see you guys next time. I think I'm going to try quick play again. Toodles.